Everybody, welcome back to the show. This is Marvel Monday, Ultimate Spider-Man Season 1, Episode 1, Great Power. Feel free to follow along or listen to this as a podcast. Boot up your Disney Plus catalogs, get your timestamp to 0, and press play now. So, like right here, I like that they got Drake Bell as the new animated Spider-Man. I think my favorite animated series so far is probably Spectacular. This really isn't too bad. It hasn't set a problem for sure. I think it talks content too much. Animation isn't great in my opinion. Well, I think J.K. Simmons is voicing Pickle Puss. But like one of my problems with the '90s series is I always felt like they drew it to be too bulky. Like Spectacular had the right balance of making him strong, but not making him like a freaking pro wrestler. So we're about to see one of the funniest like D-list villains in Spider-Man comics that I kind of hope that makes an appearance in the Insomnia games because I think he's mentioned in Spider-Man 2 or remastered one of them, that Peter Falk Trapster. So I'd like to see a young Peter Parker Spider-Man game. And right here, Spider-Man just beat knocked out. He just punched this Trapster dude square in his jaw. He should be knocked out. That's sounded like a minor complaint, but it's a common thing that people just don't seem to get right with the Spider-Man character. Like in Spider Remastered, when people always try to make the Kingpin like he's this massive powerhouse that he really isn't. He's a fat guy in a suit and tie. He has no powers, no strength. Spider-Man can lift a truck on his shoulders with no effort. There's no reason for him to throw him to a wall. So this guy should be knocked out. I don't know what it is. I feel like the animation is a little clunky in some areas. I mean, it looks okay. It just like when Spider-Man moving around, it just looks so bulky. Like it's tough for him to be like flexible and stuff, which is why I think Spectacular is the best animated series so far that we've seen. One of the main issues I have with the show is and I get like it might be trying to do this for a younger audience, but him explaining things all the time is kind of annoying because he does it all the time in the show. A little too much. It's a little too Deadpool for me. I just for some reason Deadpool shows up in the show. You know, he's way too violent for what should be a children's cartoon. And I know people out there are confused with Deadpool, but Deadpool is not a children's character. So it's like when I see little kids, like 10, 11-year-olds in the freaking movie theater seeing Deadpool Wolverine, and it's kind of wondered by some parents out there. What y'all doing? No, I like Nick Fury's appearance in this, but my only issue really is why has he waited so long to come after Spider-Man to quote unquote train him? And I was comparing Captain America. I'm like, dude, they're not the same character. They have completely different abilities. Little Cap could have stopped trapped in 5 seconds. Okay. Like, I mean, it doesn't sound like it doesn't make any good points, but like at the same time, it's like, dude, calm down. Especially as if Spider-Man's been around for a year. Why did he wait so long to come after him? Like seeing the spider bite and all like, yeah. So people are like, oh, why did they show him making the web shooters in Amazing Spider-Man? Like, oh, in the comics it's like one panel. So it's not even like a big deal whether you show it or not. It was cool to see on the big screen. Like, I think Toby should have been the one that had web shooters. It was like, I think in the next part of this, they introduced this annoying team for Spider-Man in the series, which I think is really dumb. He's got leadership qualities, sure, but I always felt like Spider-Man works better by himself. Say the same with Batman. Like Batman is more of a loner than a team guy. This just makes more sense for the character, in my opinion. And right here, we're about to introduce Norman Osborn and Dr. Octavius. Who they keep in the shadows for some reason. Osborn wants to make an army of Spider people, apparently. Typical CEO, crazy guy. I do similar things in my books that I write. This seems like a kind of a cliche at this point with this type of characters. Like CEO's got a lot of money, of course he wants to have an army, blah blah blah. I kind of like that he's in high school in this. Obviously, Ultimate Spider-Man. Oh, here we go. So this is probably the ugliest Mary Jane I've ever seen in animation. Mary Jane is the girl next door. She's the freaking mother of Peter's kids in the future. I'm like, she's hideous in this. Hideous. I'm like, my God, they gave her freaking unibrow. And of course, they make her a wannabe reporter, like in the Insomnia games, which basically makes her Lois Lane instead of Mary Jane. God, she's freaking hideous. Who designed this? Ugh. Now, this version of Harry also becomes Venom in this series later on, which is kind of interesting. And I'm wondering if that was the inspiration for the games. Who was it we can beat? No. I mean, I guess Norman's just trying to toughen Harry up, which I get, but like, I get why would be jealous of Peter's relationship with his father. It's not without reason. Now, here we go. It's locker knocker time. Now, Flash Thompson is one of those characters I really wish Peter doesn't beat the shit out of and be done with it. It's like, if that was Peter, there's no way I put up with that nonsense on a daily basis. I'd be like, yep, I'd give him a swirly and be done with it. But there's this funny ass episode later on in the season where Mesmeril switches Peter's mind with Wolverine. Then Wolverine in Peter's body used to shit out Flash Thompson, and that's about enough for that. It's the funniest thing. I don't remember cafeteria food being that bad, personally. I always got pizza, but I think in this version, Harry and MJ should have already known he's Spider Man. I think that would have been interesting to see. Like, I know in the games, Mary Jane knows. And May clearly knew. Harry finds out later in the funniest way. But I just, sometimes I think it's okay for people to know the secret identity of a hero. Well, it's not done all the time. Okay, that guy's dead. Well, it's not done all the time. It's fine. I guess I'm just one of those old school dudes that prefers to keep secret identity secret. I mean, I guess it's okay to see like lesser known characters, but like in the next episode, the team thing, I think is just really dumb. Especially the character they put in this show, freaking White Tiger, Luke Cage, Nova, who shouldn't be even on Earth, and I think Iron Fist. Like, why in the hell would White Tiger be working with Shield? Why is Nova on Earth? Luke Cage is supposed to be in Harlem, so I don't know why he's there. Cool character. Nice to see him get some exposure. This might have been out around the time of his TV series, but yeah, Mary Jane is hideous. Can't believe they actually approved that design. Awful. Food fight. I remember those days. But I was as far away as possible whenever that went down. There's like a common thing in Ultimate Comics is that the supervillains always find Peter at his school. In the very first issue of Ultimate Spider-Man, the very first issue of Ultimate Spider-Man, the Green Goblin attacks Peter at his high school, and like just like an Amazing Spider-Man, the Wizard shows up out of nowhere because the genius that Peter is put his name on his camera. Property of Peter Park. Sometimes it's cool to see lesser known villains in animation or whatever, but I mean the Goblin shows up eventually in this, so it's like I keep saying about Cape Crusader. I'm like, why not have some more lesser known villains before you throw the Joker in there and take over the series? It's like at least with this, they build up to the Goblin. I think he's a main villain in season 2. Just nice to see other characters take center stage. Score 1 for Homely Mary Jane. Like the first time we see Claw, I think, is in the MCU. Black Panther. He was one of the Avengers movies. So the way he takes on these villains, like, what do you need a team for? For what? Who needs a freaking team of teenage heroes for? Like, for what? Beating all their asses with like almost no effort. So that's how powerful Spider-Man is. Like, people underestimate him all the time. Yeah, all the freezing time stuff is very Deadpool. Damn, Harry's still knocked out. Jeez. I don't think Osborn finds out Harry Peter is Spider-Man in the series, which is interesting. Usually the villains find out who he is because he can't keep his freaking mask on, like in the damn movies. They even changed the Deadpool communications. It's like adapting to the modern world. This is fine, I guess. Or here we got May, who I think is probably the best design I've seen in a while. Like one of my problems with Aunt May in the original comics, and that she always looks she's so freaking old. Like I was confused, like if she's aunt or his grandma. No one's aunt should be that old. This is where I think Marissa Tomei was perfect casting for Aunt May. She was a little too fine to be his aunt. Oh my gosh, man. Well, like I mentioned, like Harry becomes Venom in this series, which I thought was interesting. Like to me, I think Harry being Venom makes more sense than him as the Goblin. Kind of the same thing. Like he's always been seeking his father's approval, so I can see the symbiote doing that, like influencing him like it does in the game. Well, this is classic Peter Parker stuff. Like he's so wrapped up in his extracurricular stuff that he just forget the simple stuff, like getting a cake for Uncle Ben's memorial. No, do you want to be ultimate? Yeah, it's a little easy. I'm like, yeah. Like, what exactly is the difference between amazing and ultimate besides the title of the show? Why does it need to be trained all of a sudden when he's been active for a year? Like, some parts just don't make any sense. He's been around for a year. He's smart enough to figure shit out on his own. Yes. The premise of this is, to me, just doesn't really make that much sense. The next episode just gets worse, but this show is pretty good, but it's okay. I mean, I guess I'll just always wonder what could have been with the Spectacular Spider-Man series if it were still in the air. What season would it be on? Things to think about.